Hello, welcome. Today is the 13th of March. It's the day before the total lunar eclipse. So yeah, big day. I just thought I'd get on here and share a little bit of information. Not sure what's going to come through, but let's just have a look and see what energies wants to come through for us. So I will just tap in. Quan Yin seems to be very present, so I'm just going to grab Quan Yin's cards and just see what she has to say about today. Quan Yin is one of my guides, beautiful guide. If you ever want to tap into some unconditional love and forgiveness for self and forgiveness for others, particularly forgiveness for self, because a lot of us have been through the trenches, and she really helps you come to terms with some of the things that you've endured and some of the things that you may need to forgive yourself for. So for me, she was amazing. She came in 2017 for me when I started my awakening journey. And yeah, she's just beautiful energy. Very similar to Mother Mary. So two cards have come out for Quan Yin. And I've got Spring Mother Ma Gu. Ma Gu, the goddess of spring. Healing and transformation brings you blessings now. You are asked to remember that light can come from even the darkest beginnings, that spring only ever comes after winter. The challenge can be to trust that winter will end. Exploring the unknown parts of yourself will result in self-discovery and a healing rebirth in you. Beautiful message from Quan Yin. So, you know, we do tend to get fixated with the light and what's light and love, and especially in the spiritual community we can sometimes bypass the dark, and it is a good reminder that, you know, without the dark there wouldn't be light, and vice versa. So it's just like the Chinese tradition, you know, with the yin yang. They always had the black and the white for the yin yang. Where there is dark there must be light, and where there is light there must be dark. So yeah, I guess it's a great invitation just to have a look and notice that if there's anything coming up for you at this time, that you know, it's can you hear that thunder? It's the weather here in Perth. I'm in Perth, Western Australia at the moment. It's pretty full on actually. And the energy today has been insane. It's been really interesting. It feels like it's a void. Like I feel like there's just this massive space has been cleared. I guess that's like eclipses though. Eclipses will do that. They'll like have things to spin out of your reality that are no longer serving you, and then the good things spinning in. So yeah, I'm just sort of thinking that obviously there's a lot of stuff spinning out of my reality at the moment. So yeah, that might explain the void, but very upsetting stomach this morning as well. And I've noticed a couple of girlfriends feeling the same. Yeah, it's a very interesting energy. I tell you, these eclipses, they're not for the faint-hearted. So be gentle and kind to yourself. And anything that comes up, you know, like with this card, anything that comes up for viewing in terms of darkness, just allow it if you can. You know, it's a shadow aspect of you. It could be an inner child aspect of you. It could be a part of you, a fragmented part of you that just wants to be seen. And most times if something comes up, if you can, it would be really good to acknowledge that it as much as possible. Don't try and stuff it down. This is the thing that you know, we can get stuck on, is medicating ourselves, stuffing it down. But in actual fact, if we can just look at it for a minute and, you know, just let that energy transmute. It's all energy and motion, emotions. So yeah, just let the energy be seen, acknowledge it, send it love, and that's really how you transmute the darkness into the light. So the second card was the Veil of Shadows. Oh, interesting. So more shadow work. So a lotus blossoms from the deep, rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud, made of water and earth, growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives in the depth of emotion and the aliveness of your body, in which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. So yeah, another reminder, you know, obviously, you know, when you are working with shadow, it can feel really muddy. Like lotuses, they bloom from the mud, so you can feel like you're in the trenches and in the mud, and you can feel really stuck. but just know it's not forever, you know. And if you can ride it out just for the time being, or make the most of the situation that you're in if you can, but it won't be forever. And know that in actual fact there's a bigger plan at hand, you know. There's something better, greater waiting for you on the other side. So it's all part of the process, you know. It's nature. We are nature. So if you find yourself you know, being planted in an area that's dark, chances are you're being planted there for a reason. And you know, if you can work with that and just delve into the shadows and ask what needs to be seen, what needs to be healed and transformed and transmuted, just really like tap into your heart space and just ask. Or if you can do some journaling is incredible for that. So I'll do another video on how to do automatic writing and journaling, actually, because that is super helpful for tapping into your higher self and really asking your soul, what is it that needs to be seen at this given moment, what needs to be transmuted. And yeah, it's just really helpful technique. So yeah, I hope those two help. I might just pull one more card, actually. I'm just being drawn really to the Rose Oracle. Maybe it's because the roses are behind me here, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's because we're talking about lotuses and mud and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'll just pull a card for you from the Rose Oracle in a second. This is the heart chakra bowl. Come here, Maxie. My dog's come here. Come here. Come here. Say hello. Come on. You gonna pull a card for us? Pull a card. Alrighty. So it's really raining here now. It's beautiful though. I do love the rain. I feel like it's always it's just like cleansing. Woo! He's just knocked over a few things there. It's just really cleansing. Maybe it's my Irish heritage. I was born in Ireland, so I grew up with rain for the first 10 years of my life. And yeah, I don't shy from rain. I used to be a dog walker. I had a dog walking business for about 3 years when I first started learning and teaching myself about quantum healing and energy healing. So yeah, rain, hail or shine, we were out there always, you know. I mean, I did have my weather gear if it was raining, you know, so yeah, it was protected, but God, it was just something so beautiful and magical. And I think too, maybe because people hide away, so it's never really busy when it's raining. So yeah, it's quite lovely just to be able to go for a walk in peace and quiet. And most times with the dogs, it was a great business that I had, and I did enjoy it, but I just miss the human interaction more. So yeah, that's why I transferred over to mentorship. And so yeah, if you ever like to connect and get some guidance, I particularly like to work with people and get them to reconnect to their higher selves. I'm very passionate about our ascension process here on planet Earth. So I'm all about activating as much light in our bodies as possible. So yeah, if you want to reach out and you know, learn a little bit more about how to activate the light within, how to tap into your higher self, please do reach out. I'll put the link in the description below. Anyway, it's taking a long time for a card to fall out, but let's have a look. I might shuffle the other way, actually. That thunder is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, we've got two again. We've got two cards. All right. So the breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases, and then healing the mother line, healing ancestral work, mother line, and growing up. All right, I'll just have a read. This is just so you know, this is from the Rose Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. So I'll read the breathing rose first. Heart healing, emotions, connection, and then time eases. Often healing is a slow, steady process. It's complex, not linear. It takes as long as it takes, and most of the time it's much longer than we'd wish. But like all things in nature, there's a mysterious intelligence to it, and if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what is no longer, and protect the new shoots and buds from being pried open, we may find ourselves in a second bloom. And fruit will follow. You can't manufacture that. We must trust the great mystery in the process. The bud somehow manages to burst through the constraints by opening to life. All of nature has the intelligence within it. The challenge when we're going through a time of healing, which is another word for growth, transformation, change, is not to close ourselves off from the world where we most want to separate and shut down, to somehow find the courage to open through the agony, the difficulty, and the hurt. And when we feel safe enough to let life soften us, not harden us, to deepen us and cradle us. This is a card of deep heart healing. It will often come to us as a symbol of emotional healing that's in the process of happening. The mending's underway. Treat yourself and your healing with compassion, understanding, and gentleness. This is a card of deep encouragement that you're doing it. Time will ease everything soon. So that's pretty positive. And yeah, it pertains again to, you know, the divine timing of nature, and when the buds and when the shoots want to actually start growing through, you know, whether it be the soil or the from the buds. You know, it's just one of those things you can't force, this kind of work. For me, I've been doing this work for about 7 years, and you know, when I have worked with sort of aspects of myself in a child work particularly, you cannot force it, that's for sure. She will sabotage, or he will sabotage to no end. You really have to be super gentle and super nurturing, and that's where Quan Yin does come in. You know, if you're looking for a goddess of compassion, someone that has a beautiful energy that can really support you to help you navigate and be kind and compassionate to yourself, do call in Quan Yin or Mother Mary. She's this very similar energy, very, very similar. So they're beautiful energies to work with, and yeah, this is a nice message. It's just all about really taking it easy on yourself and just knowing that everything happens for a reason and it's all divine timing. So, you know, even though you may be going through something really full on at the moment, if you can lean into it as much as possible, open your heart, maybe just tap on your heart so that you're actually connecting to your heart. Sometimes we need to activate the heart by tapping on it, otherwise we're in the head. So if you're finding that you're in the head, if you can just maybe dance, get out into nature, move, just really get that energy and just embody it and bring it right into your body, that would be super helpful. There's soul inquiries here that you can have a look at. So how can you treat yourself with gentle compassion and softness? And then the second one, how can you trust the timing of your healing? So 2 things to sort of have a think about. Yeah, everything is in divine timing. So, you know, do know that the universe always has your back. I honestly believe that, you know, and sometimes things happen for a reason, and they might not be so nice. But if you can just lean into it and just have a look and see what is the message, what is the lesson, it's a much more positive approach. So we've got here healing the mother line, which doesn't surprise me, especially in this year of the wood dragon, or not wood dragon, sorry, I'm sorry, it's not that, it's the wood snake. 2025 we're in, it's a 9 year, it's a 9 frequency, which is the closing out of cycles and the start of new beginnings. 9 and a 1 to me is very, very closely, so it's a closing out and an opening of new cycles. So healing the mother line, you know, when you look at the snake frequency, it's all to do with divine feminine, and the divine feminine has been squashed for thousands of years, which is, and's coming back, you know, she's coming back. And when I say the divine feminine, I don't actually mean as in females, I mean the divine feminine energy is actually coming through males and females. It's just an energy that is coming through. So it's a beautiful energy that has been suppressed for many, many, many lifetimes for a lot of us. So healing the mother line is not surprising that this has come up. Ancestral work, mother line, growing up. So this is a line that a lot of us have to really be mindful of, and this is where we have to be very, very gentle with ourselves, because what you might find, or what you will find actually, is when you do the healing work with this sort of thing, is that it's not always just about you. It is actually sometimes your ancestors. I say sometimes, I mean it is. It's actually your ancestors are coming through as well. So, our womb is connected to 7 lines of ancestry going backwards and 7 lines forward. So, there's a lot of ancestors that we're connected to. So when we're doing this deep shadow work, sometimes the energy is not even just for us. It actually is for our ancestors. And, it can be going back quite a few generations. So I was back in France just last year, and I connected with an ancestor that it was actually a male, but he was helping me a lot over there. And he would have been around 1940s. But when we're talking about ancestors, I mean, like I say, 7 lines can go back really early. So do be mindful that when you're feeling certain feels, sometimes, and I say sometimes again, but I'm meaning most times, it's not just you, it's not just yours. So yeah, do be gentle on yourself with that. All right. So healing the mother line, let's just go straight to it. See what Rebecca Campbell channeled through for this. We're living in a time of complex healing, especially when it comes to the mother line. Collectively, we're facing the intergenerational trauma that colonialism and patriarchy have imprinted on us. So many born to mothers who were not mothered themselves. It's time to mend the chain. So many of our ancestral lines have experienced brutal persecution and separation from the sacred feminine. We've been starved of the great mother's unwavering embrace and instead told to look only to a male god in the sky. So many were not taught to see the sacred in all things and the feminine in all her stages as sacred, powerful and holy. This way of living has gone on for too long, and we're all being called to heal it on behalf of our ancestors, past and emerging. Healing is possible. It may not be straightforward or easy, but it's possible. It can be felt forward and back, your ancestors past and future singing with you. It's time to release our mothers all the way back for what they have been able to, for what they may not have been able to give, to find a way to cultivate the loving mother within, to treat ourselves with the same deep reverence, adoration, understanding and compassion that we longed for all along. You can be that for yourself today. You can meet yourself where others could not, and you can do. Future ancestors will bless you for finding the courage to release and deep heal. So yeah, it's a big reminder about reparenting for me when I read this, because a lot of us, we did grow up with a lot of wounded parents, and I'm in my 40s. My mum would have been, she's baby boomer. They grew up post-war depression. My grandma, the famine. So you've got a lot of heartache and hardship for a lot of these people, so it all affects us on a DNA level. So those sort of traumas can stay in their bodies. And if you think about a mother giving birth to a baby, the seed in her belly basically was there when she was in her mom's belly. So if you can imagine, all that trauma is actually being carried through, is actually being witnessed and experienced by the seed in the mother's belly when the grandmother went through whatever trauma she went through. So, it's very important, I think, here to really remember, like sometimes our parents, they didn't parent us particularly well. They did the best they could perhaps, but it wasn't the best. It really wasn't sufficient, in terms of creating a whole healed human being. But however, what is a whole healed human being? There's not a lot, this is something that we all aspire to, and it's an ongoing journey. But this is where reparenting the self is super important for really just bringing back the love and bringing back the compassion and care and the nurturing for self. So when you are going through hard work, do reparent yourself. Maybe even tap into your heart again and just ask, you know, how old am I, who am I healing, you know, do feel into it, because the intelligence of the heart will actually tell you exactly what's going on. It's something that, you know, with a bit of practice, it gets easier and easier. But yeah, it is. We are doing a lot of healing this year on the mother side, on the feminine. She has been repressed and suppressed for thousands of years, you know, with the patriarchy. I mean, Rebecca Campbell mentions here the God in the sky, and you know, we sort of have forgotten about the Mother Earth. You know, she is our Earth Mother, and we've neglected her. You know, she is the goddess, and as above, so below. We need both. We need, you know, God to me is universal. It's God's source. It's all-encompassing. It's the sky. It's the earth. It's in between. So yeah, we have neglected, I feel, the divine feminine, which is Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. So a lot of healing on that line, and a lot of healing to do with and reconnecting with nature as much as possible. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It's just do be gentle with yourself, and no matter what you're going through, it's a journey. Everything's a journey. Nothing lasts forever, and you know, we will get through this. Together we rise. We just have to be super compassionate, super caring towards ourselves and one another, and we'll get through it. You know, there's a bit of healing to be done. There's a bit of healing, but we have support from our ancestors, and we have support on the other side. So call in the angels, call in, you know, the ascended masters like Mother Mary, Quan, or call in angels like Archangel Michael. He's very, very similar again to Mother Mary. I say the Blu-ray. I don't think it is the Blu-ray though, but they have a blue frequency. So sending lots of love for this lunar eclipse tomorrow, and sending lots of love and blessings. I'll see you next time.